All right, it is time for some pickups, otherwise known as a book haul. Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm super excited to be here today and to share with you this video. This is going to be the books that I have purchased recently, and it's been a while since I have done a book haul. I think a lot of the hauls I did this year were actually library hauls, which is really super exciting. Yeah, but it is time. I've definitely accumulated enough that I have some to share, so that's what we are going to do right now. So let's get to it. I have a fair amount here, and I'm going to start with the fiction titles. So first up we have The Lost World by Michael Crichton. This is the second and I think final book in the sort of Jurassic Park series, and I read Jurassic Park earlier this year and I really enjoyed it, and given that it's only 2 books in the series, I thought let's get Lost World and finish it off. I thought maybe I could finish it by the end of the year, but you know, that was a dream. That was a dream. It's only 400 pages, and it is one of these narrow, sort of tall ones. Jurassic Park didn't take me too long to read, and I did really enjoy it. I do have to decide if I want to watch the movie and then read The Lost World, or read The Lost World and then watch all of the movies. Any recommendations one way or the other? I have seen all the movies, I think. I don't think there's a most recent one that I haven't seen. But yeah, so I thought the book was great. I do like Michael Crichton's writing, so yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting to this one. And the next book actually was also in a library haul, and this is very rare, but I actually purchased a book that I've already read, and that was Dinosaur Tales by Ray Bradbury. I was thrilled to see that this was available. I read this from the library this summer. It is a collection of dinosaur short stories and one poem, and it is illustrated by different artists throughout the book, and they all the pages have this, I don't know what you would call it, detailing on the side, and it's different. I think it's different per story. Is it? Oh, maybe not. I thought it was different per story. Maybe not. Anyway, but there's lots of awesome illustrations, and one of my favorites, oh, look at that. Dinosaurs! One of my favorites was the foghorn, and it's a little, the illustration is a little light. Oh no, you can see it pretty well. And the foghorn was made into a film, which I did watch, but I felt like there wasn't a huge correlation between the film. Like, it was a Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. It was a fun movie, but just not a lot of correlation. Anyway, this was great, and as I said, I don't often buy books that I've already read, but this one being illustrated was really special, so I really enjoyed it, and I love Ray Bradbury's work, so there we go. Next up, I picked up From the Earth to the Moon by Jules Verne. This is a that's not the word. This is based on, or is the it's not from 1874, but I think the illustrations and formatting are from 1874, and this one is also illustrated. So I've read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, and I think at least one other work by Jules Verne, and I like adventure stories, and I mean, Jules Verne, like, lots of adventure stories. Like, I think the series, the overarching series that they're both a part of is called Extraordinary Voyages. Now, I haven't loved everything. Wow, there's lots of illustrations. I don't know if I've only read 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I don't know about that. But anyway, but I want to read more from the Extraordinary Voyages, and so this includes From the Earth to the Moon, and it also includes Round the Moon. So there's 2 works in here, and I think they're sort of like 150 pages each, which is great. I'm really interested in reading shorter works, so I think that will be great, and also continuing some series, so I'm really looking forward to getting to this one. And yeah, so From the Earth to the Moon, and space and exploration and adventure. Oh, so many things that I love. Now this one is funny. I was wondering if this one was going to crop up in the currently reading project, and at the time of this filming, it hasn't. So maybe it still has a chance. I think I'm doing one more TBR pull for that. But I also did decide to pick up Battle Royale by Koushun Takami, translated by Yuji Oniki. So this is one of the oldest books on my Goodreads TBR. This is a book that I started reading in the summer, and I got it from the library. It doesn't have a digital edition at the library or on Scribd. It's on audio on Scribd. And I don't know if there's a digital edition at all, like an ebook at all. So anyway, I started this in the summer, and I got 84 pages through. It's 600 pages, so it is a long one. It is a tough one. I actually, when I was going through my library reading, there were a couple longer sort of straight up fiction titles. I tend to read quote unquote genre fiction, but there were several fiction titles that I was trying to read from the library, and this one was available at Amazon and the other one was not. So I was like, okay, I prioritized, I think it was Affliction, and said, okay, I'm going to buy this. So now the kicker is I want to finish this before the next library season for me, which would be next spring, but it hasn't come up in my currently reading project. So I'm a little like, if I bought it and I don't read it by the time I go to the library again, like that's going to feel like a bit silly. But on the other hand, it was actually quite a good price secondhand, and it's a really good copy. It does have a bit of bend here, but it's a much better shape than the library books. Like it's actually, you can like, for when I got it, I was like, it pretty much looks new except for that one little bit. So it's a great addition, and it is a very popular work. So I'm sure after I read it, I'm sure I can put it in a little free library or something, or find someone that I know that wants to read it, and I'm sure it'll find a good home. So it's fine, but it would be best for me. I would feel the best if I finish it over the next library season. Anyway, I have it. It is a book that I will read, and so I made the decision, and yeah, it was a good price, so I thought it was fine. Also, this is not a book, but I bought it at the same time as Battle Royale and thought I would share it because I've often been sharing through my David's Teas hauls that I've been getting a fair amount of mugs, and so I also got a mug, and it is a Star Wars mug, and I absolutely love it. It has a repeat, so, oh, we get C-3PO twice, Vader twice. Oh, it's not exactly. Oh, so I think it's these 9 panels. What's that one? Oh, it's Chewie. You can barely see him. So Chewie, Yoda, Vader, C-3PO, Luke, Leia, Obi-Wan, Stormtrooper, and Boba Fett. So, yeah. So, and I've been loving it. It's the perfect size. Does it say what size? 14 ounces. So for me, for tea, this is the perfect size. And that's one of the things I've been struggling with a little bit with the David's Tea ones, is a lot of them are bigger or smaller. They don't have a lot of 14 ounces, but this is the best. This is the best for tea. For coffee, I think I need 12, so I have lots of mugs. Anyway, so that, not really book related at all, but you know, I wanted to share. And then somewhere in between fiction and nonfiction, I never quite know. It's always seems to be on its own in the bookstore. I did get a poetry collection, and that is Some Things I Still Can't Tell You by Misha Collins. Misha is one of the actors on Supernatural. He plays Castiel, and this is an in-year release. It actually came out, I think, in October or November, and I am just really looking forward to reading it. He is also an activist, and he's just quite lovely, and he often did videos like to the fans, like through the last season of Supernatural on Instagram or whatever, and like he's just such a great person. And so I wanted to see what his poetry would be like, and a lot of people were doing like would read a poem. Like when this came out, a lot of people from the show would read a poem, and it sounded lovely, so I decided to get it. So yeah, so there's some interesting titles there, and I don't read a lot of poetry, but I do find sometimes it's nice to read in physical edition. So there we go, one work of poetry. Now on to the nonfiction. Now this one I have been seeing, I know I saw it from Laura, Manga Hoarder, and that is Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud. I think I ended up seeing it when she was talking about a different work, and she was recommending this instead, I think. And then I realized I had already put it on my want to read list, and I think also probably from a different time that she had mentioned it. So this is And I think Jen from Remembered Reads might have mentioned it as well. And I have been reading a lot of visual works over the past couple of years, but I don't think too much about like the structure of the comic and stuff like that. And so I'm curious if learning more about comics and how they work and the history, and I honestly I wonder if that will make the reading experience even more satisfying, because it is a type of work that I love reading, but sometimes I get a little fast on the text and don't always spend tons of time on the visual. But also when when looking at something visual, like when looking at the art, I feel like there's not, like when you finish reading the text, you know you're done. You can look at art forever. So sometimes it's a little hard to determine how long, like, and how much to look for, and then you're also putting together sort of two stories at the same time together in your head, the text and the visuals, which is fun and engaging, I find. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to checking this out and picking up quite recommended work. So there we go. Next up, another actually book that I heard through a recommendation is, or through a haul video, the Checklist Manifesto, How to Get Things Right by Atul Gawande. This is a work that, wow, this is classified as medicine. That might be a first for me. I am a very productivity-oriented person, or that's, well, not always. Like, I don't think productivity is the only thing you should be aiming for. It actually should never be the only thing that you're aiming for, because then all you're doing is producing. So you have to know what you want to produce or how you want to spend your time before you get to the productivity. Anyway, but reading nonfiction books about productivity is one of my priorities, and I heard about this it was a video by Janelle, and her husband actually picked up this book in a haul, and I didn't know that it sounds like this is sort of like the one of this type of work, and I had never heard of it, so I guess I'm a little out of the loop on terms of nonfiction productivity type of stuff, which actually is true. And I do tend to read a couple a year. My goal is 6. I'm well behind this year. I lost it there. But I requested it from the library. But it still says 6 months or more. So I don't think they have any digital editions, but it is listed. So when I saw that it was available, I was like, yes, I'm going to get that. And sometimes nonfiction books are better to read physically, although this doesn't look like it has any charts or anything like that. It's just text. So that could be fine for reading as an ebook. But anyway, it was available, so I went for it. Okay, more books for goals. I also picked up World of Art, Art and Myth in Ancient Greece by T.H. Carpenter, and it's a nonfiction art book, and it has 297 illustrations. It is really heavy. Oh, it's just jam-packed, right? Like every page. I love reading nonfiction art books, and I don't own tons. Sometimes I often am more likely to read them like through Scribd, but this one just looked really great, and so I thought I would pick it up. So I did, yay! Then I also got, this one is a bit out there, I also got the Art Puzzle book, and it is, by Susie Hodge and Dr. Gareth Moore. It says, Think You Know Bosch from Botticelli, Mondrian from Miro, Think Again. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing Miro right. So this one actually has, if I understand correctly, it shows an artwork, and then, I should look at it ahead of time. Oh, I don't know if this is the one before or after. Okay, so it shows you one artwork, and then there's questions. In the picture, Plato can be seen pointing at the sky. Where is he? So we look for Plato. I'm like, do I see him? Pointing in the sky. Is he in the center? It's very, very low. So it has like trivia. Can you find the 2 brown sticks? There's a musical instrument in the picture. Can you spot it? Can you spot it? But then it also gives you general knowledge information. General knowledge questions. What book is Plato holding? Whose face and physique is Raphael thought to have used for Plato? And standing next to Plato and pointing forwards, what book is Aristotle holding? Okay, so that's a clue. Plato is beside Aristotle, who is holding a book. So I was right. I bet that's Aristotle holding a book, and then Plato pointing up. And then visual matching, and then it gives you two, like, Where's Waldo things to look for. And then I assume on the next question, the page, it has the answers. Or somewhere it has the answers. Oh my gosh, it better have the answers. Yes, it does. It does have the answers. Where's the number 43? No. Well, it has the answers in the back, but I can't apparently find it. Okay, so there it is. It has the answers. So I thought this would be a fun combination of things, right? So you get to learn about iconic artworks. You get to just look for visually interesting and different things within the work itself. And, you know, I think it might be a fun way to engage in a work. And that's something that I think would be just like so much fun to do. So it's knowledge and fun at the same time. Win-win. So this was also a bit of, because I bought it online, it was a bit of a gamble. I had no idea what it would end up being like, but I end up feeling like that's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, and they have, you know, they do have Modrian. Oh, and they have Dolly. I imagine that's Dolly. Is it? Yep, Dolly. Dolly loved to shock. Boy, he did. That's probably Usher? No? Maybe? Nope. I saw Modrian. Oh, and then like super famous works. I can't. Is that Degas? Nope, Manet. See? So I will be learning. I will go from not knowing to knowing. Even in this video that happened. So there we go. I'm really excited about that one. And then I got sort of two on the same theme, which I thought would be really fun. And they're more activity books. I've been having fun with the outline alphabets, even though it's taking me so long to work through it. But I love doing activity books, and I do want to do in 2022, I think one of my reading goals will be, or one of my art goals will be to work through some art books, and some of them don't have to be super hard. So I think I might take some inspiration here, or I might literally just work through them here. So I have How to Draw 101 Monsters and How to Draw 101 Dolphins and Other Sea Animals. And these really are, well, there's one on the back. So you draw this sort of, you know, that, like a step-by-step guide to drawing monsters, and they have all different kinds. And I thought that would be lots of fun. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So, and I imagine it won't take me quite as long as outline alphabets. Oh my god, this skull one. I want to draw that now. Look at that. I'm also very curious if this technique is like how it feels. You know, I might do some experimentation of like looking at the finished work and drawing it there. But even just thinking about like, okay, this one's nose first, nose, eyes, face, like chin. This one's hair, face. Oh no, it's an eye. I didn't realize an eye. So hair, eye, ears. You know, just having like that they're in different order. That's engaging in terms of art. And then there's water creatures, right? So mouth, body, second body, third body, like tail continues. You know, open mouth shark. Doing like an open mouth, that's not easy. So starting it with just a, you know, sort of triangular shape like that, that's a great way to go, as opposed to doing it at the end. So I think it's a great fish. So I'm looking forward to both of these. I think they're going to be lots of fun. I am well aware that these are kids' books, and I do not care. I am going to have a blast sitting there with my sketchbook and drawing fish. Like, seriously, that sounds like tons of fun to me. So yeah, so those will probably go on the TBR for next year. But I guess they're also a little bit more of my art goals than my reading goals, because they're not really reading, but they are books. So I thought I would include them there. So there you go. There is my all over the place book haul and mug. And Star Wars mug, because I got that with one of the book orders. And yeah, so it's fun. And I actually hadn't quite, when I put these together, I realized that how long it had been since I actually done a book haul, and I am really, really excited about these titles. There's so many that I want to read. Like, honestly, this one sounds like fun. Like, there's so many that are more sort of like activity based, which I think will be fun too. And then not lots of nonfiction. I think this is half nonfiction art, so you can see where some of my priorities are lying, which is great. It's so great. I love nonfiction art books. And yeah, so let me know, have you been buying books recently, or did you take a bit of a break? I did take a bit of a break when I was going to the library, and then obviously switch gears. So yeah, lots to enjoy here. I really wonder if this is going to show up. My last draw will be before this video comes up, so you will know before I do whether or not I will be reading Battle Royale this year. So we shall see. So yeah, so that is my book haul. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will be back soon with another video. Thanks for watching.